Hi, everybody. Welcome to English Digest. I'm Stephanie.
I'm Tom, and today we're going to continue talking about trade shows. And last time we talked about how to set up a really attractive trade booth at a trade show. But today we're talking about giveaways or freebies. And those are things that people give away at trade shows. And just because everybody else is doing it means that you have to think about this too. You should prepare something to give away to people for free. Otherwise, they're going to think you're really cheap and you don't care about your customers, and they're going to stay away from you.
It's fun to get really good giveaways. I've had some pretty good freebies in the past. One time I got a cordless speaker, wireless speaker, and it was pretty nice. It still works. Yeah, I like that one. And then I got a clicker for PowerPoint slides. You know how you can move the slide ahead or go backwards? I got one of those, too. It was really nice.
Aren't those kind of expensive, though? Wouldn't they kind of be part of a raffle or a drawing or something?
No, I got it because I was a really good customer of this one client. So.
I was going to say, I don't think they can give away free speakers to every person who stops by their booth. That's like thousands of them, right? Usually
those nice gifts are draws, you know, where you put in a number, and if you draw the right number, you get it, like a raffle.
Okay. So you got, what, a cordless speaker, and what else did you get?
I got a clicker.
A clicker?
A remote control clicker.
Okay.
To move PowerPoint slides back and forth, yeah.
Okay. Well, I suppose I could give away other things like bottle openers or things like that, or nail clippers maybe. I don't know.
No, that's kind of gross, Tom.
It's kind of gross. It's not useful. How about free socks? How about something like that?
I would take socks. Yeah, that's nice.
I mean, if you're walking around a trade show, you might wear out your socks. So if they offer you a new pair of socks or something.
I don't think you're going to wear out your socks in one day.
Well, you're right. They get kind of stinky, and you might want to put on some fresh socks and make you feel like new. But in any case, I'm not an expert about this, obviously, but Gavin is.
He is.
And Gavin has got an article here today that he has written about trade show freebies. So let's see what he has to say. Let's read through the entire article right now, and then we'll come back to discuss it. Over the years, I've been given all sorts of free stuff from trade shows. Some of it has been great, but other items have ended up in the trash before I've even left the convention center. These are some factors the best giveaways have in common. For me, the most important thing is that the item is either unique or really useful. If it checks either of these two boxes, it won't be thrown away. Examples of the former include a promotional stylus for a smartphone or tablet, which will help you stand out from the competition. Two great examples of the latter are a reusable bag or a luggage tag for a suitcase. From a company's perspective, the giveaways should be cost-effective. However, if the items look too cheap, this reflects badly on the company. Therefore, it's important to prioritize quality over quantity. To balance things out, you can have a variety of items at the booth, including cheaper giveaways such as pens and notebooks. Just make sure that your more important clients can get their hands on the nicer items. There's one final point that is so obvious that some companies might overlook it. It's absolutely essential that all the giveaways are branded. The branding must be consistent, using the same logo, lettering font, and color scheme. That's all for this blog. I look forward to seeing you at a trade show in the future.
Okay, guys, we're going to be talking about trade show freebies or giveaways. Those things that companies prepare to give to people walking by. The attendees at these trade shows usually expect to come home with some pretty good freebies or giveaways. And if they're really more expensive, like the speaker that I got and the remote control clicker, usually those are given away through raffles or lottery drawings, things like that, because they are a little bit more expensive. I know when I was at a trade show, there was a booth next to us that was giving away a computer.
Ooh.
It was a laptop, and it was pretty nice. But It was really a big deal. So people were putting their names in all day. And at the end of the day, they drew someone's name. And you can do that too. It gets a lot of traffic over to your booth. That's what we call people who are going to visit booths at trade shows. It's called traffic. You want a lot of foot traffic.
Okay, so it may not necessarily be free, although it is free for one person. But yes, if you have a drawing or a raffle or whatever, that can attract people as well. But we can tell here that Gavin has some experience with this, and he's writing in his blog here, or his web blog. Weblog, actually, your blog, and he's talking about freebies, which again are things that you get for free, especially at a trade show. So Gavin begins, over the years, I've been given all sorts of free stuff from trade shows. So he's got a lot of experience, and he's gotten lots of free stuff from trade shows. And he says, some of it has been great, but other items have ended up in the trash before I've even left the convention center. So a convention center, I guess, is where a trade show takes place. A convention center. A convention usually is some kind of yearly meeting of people in an industry. They get together in a certain place. My father ran a gas station when I was a kid, and they had a yearly convention down in Kansas City. So he'd go down there, and every year he'd come back with some freebies. I remember some styrofoam dinosaurs that he brought back from the Sinclair company. That's a gas station,
I know it.
Sinclair, and their symbol is a green dinosaur. So he came back with those one year, and we were really excited. And I guess these trade shows that he went to, or these conventions he went to in Kansas City, took place at a convention center.
I've also heard them called convention halls. So these are some factors the best giveaways have in common. We're going to be talking about the best elements or parts, these giveaways that people consider to be great, what they have in common, so that you'll know how to prepare your own giveaways when you go to a trade show. Now, for me, he says, the most important thing is that the item is either unique or really useful. So that dinosaur is very unique you were talking about. I bet there weren't any other styrofoam dinosaurs at the convention or at the trade show. If it's unique, it's one of a kind. Not every other booth is handing out the same thing. If you hand out pens, you can be assured it's not unique. A lot of people have pens to give away. So think beyond what is typically used as a giveaway. Try to be creative, I would say. And the other thing here, it says, it needs to be really useful. Of course, a pen is really useful. So, that's why people continue to make and distribute pens with their logos for free because, people will constantly be seeing the name of your company. So it's not a bad item.
Yeah, and I think the idea of giving out those green dinosaurs was good because it's like toys, you know?
Yeah.
And a lot of people who attend exhibitions are parents. They have kids back home, so if they can get some freebies that they can take back to their kids and make them happy, well, that's a good idea. Although nowadays, people aren't having as many kids as they did in the past, so maybe you got to think of some other things besides toys to give people. They have to be unique, special, and they have to be useful. Something that people can actually use instead of just throw into the trash can. And if it checks either of these two boxes, if this item is either unique or really useful, it won't be thrown away. So the writer here is thinking of these things in terms of a checklist. And these are two items on the checklist. It's got to be unique and it's got to be useful. And if I can check the box that says unique and I can check the box that says it's useful, then it will not be thrown away. I will keep it and I'll probably remember the name of this company and maybe buy their products in the future.
Examples of the former, what we just talked about, include a promotional stylus for a smartphone or tablet, which will help you stand out from the competition. Promotional means something that's prepared as an advertisement. You're promoting your company, so that item is promotional. That's the adjective form. A stylus looks like a pen, but it doesn't really write. You can just tap on your smartphone with it. I actually own a Samsung smartphone, and I have a stylus in my phone. That, by the way, I never use. I've never used it once. No, I use my finger instead, but a lot of guys have big hands, big fingers, and so having a stylus is more precise. You can just tap a smaller spot or a smaller space. So that's one thing you can give away for smartphones or tablet computers. Tablet computers are about, 7 or 8 inches big. They're bigger than a smartphone, smaller than a laptop. Those are tablet computers, or tablets as we call them these days. And having something like that will help you stand out from the competition, your competition or the people around you that you're trying to beat. You're in a contest, guys. You want customers to like you and your company and products better than those around you. So you want to stand out or be noticed for being special because you have the best little freebies or giveaways.
And remember, these are items that are either unique or useful. So this is a unique giveaway. It's a promotional stylus for a smartphone or tablet that will help you stand out from the competition. And then the latter, or the second item on that list, things that are useful, would include a reusable bag or a luggage tag for a suitcase.
Oh, I like those ideas, yeah.
Yes, those are useful. Reusable bag, a bag that you can use more than once. And, I'm not so sure about that because every time we go someplace, my wife always takes the reusable bags. Because she says, you never know when we're going to need one, They're very useful.
To buy something, you need a bag to put that thing into,
And as a result, of course, now at home, there's a rack that has about 20 or 30 different reusable bags there that are not being used. Okay,
so that's a little too many.
That's possible there. But yes, if you get free things, of course, you have to take them. And also, I like this one here, a luggage tag for a suitcase. Every time I check in at the airport, I have to think, we should put tags on these in case they get lost or something.
Yeah, those little paper tags the airlines provide.
It would be nice to have a luggage tag that, is always
permanent.
there. It's permanent, indeed. It's for a suitcase. Actually, what I would like would be some kind of a colored sort of ribbon or something to put on my suitcase because I just get sick of looking at hundreds and hundreds of suitcases looking for my suitcase. If I could just look for that pink ribbon or something or some unique color.
I actually have a pink suitcase because it's so different. No one else will have it. It's a little bright, a little fuchsia, but I would like one of those straps that people put around their luggage so it doesn't pop open in case it's broken. I would like one of those as a freebie. So there are lots of things that would be really useful. A suitcase, of course, is what you put your things in when you travel. Notice suitcase, though, is countable. Guys, luggage is not. Luggage is non-count. I have some luggage I want to check in. I have 2 suitcases I want to check in. And so we're also looking from a company's perspective at these giveaways. So what does a company think? Your perspective is your viewpoint, how they see things. Well, the giveaway should be cost effective. You don't want it to be too expensive that you actually spend more than you get back in marketing dollars at these trade shows. So it needs to be cost effective. Whatever you spend, you're going to get back in additional business from current customers and attracting new customers.
It's like advertising. If you're going to pay for advertising, you want it to be cost effective. You want to get more money back on your investment. You don't want to spend $1,000 for a TV commercial and then only get $800 in business back. That is not cost effective. You want more than that. And here he goes on to say, however, if the items look too cheap, this reflects badly on the company. So they still have to be good enough quality to make your company seem respectable. If it looks cheap, like made out of cheap plastic that is made in some third world country someplace, I don't want to name names because I'll probably get in trouble if I do that, but you don't want those items to look too cheap, too flimsy, too breakable. This will reflect badly on the company. We've got a verb phrase here, to reflect on. That just means it will give people a bad impression of your company. It will make your company look bad.
That's right. Therefore, it's important to prioritize quality over quantity. If you prioritize some things, you take a list of things and you make sure what you think is most important is at the top of your list. And here, you're being told that quality is more important than quantity or numbers of things. So make sure you balance things out. You can have a variety of items at the booth, including cheaper giveaways, like pens and notebooks. Not a big deal. Just make sure that your more important clients, like me, remember I got that speaker, the wireless speaker? I was an important client. Make sure that your important clients can get their hands on the nicer items. That gets a little tricky because people are walking by your booth a lot. So make sure that you don't look like you're favoring, being extra nice to your important clients while the new clients think, hey, I just got this cheap pen. Now, if you balance things out, you kind of put some cheaper things in your list of giveaways or goodies to give away and some more expensive things as well. You can also say balance out things. So that's a verb phrase you can split up.
Right, so I suppose you could tell your more important clients that if they stop back behind the booth in 5 minutes' time or something, I've got something special waiting for you back there. Don't tell anybody else. And then you can make sure that your more important clients get their hands on the nicer items like that wireless speaker that you got. And what was it? The remote control clicker kind of thing. Those are very useful. And I bet you probably still have those things, don't you?
Yeah. They're great.
Very useful in your private life as well. Now, here we've got a final point here. One final point that is so obvious that some companies might overlook it. To overlook means you just kind of not really see it, even though you're supposed to, okay? You're supposed to pay attention to that thing, but for whatever reason, you take it for granted, or you think, that's already been taken care of. I don't need to worry about that. But you might overlook that thing, and if you do, you could be in serious trouble.
Sometimes it's so obvious you don't even think about it. So don't overlook the important things. It's absolutely essential, important, vital that all the giveaways are branded. You've got to have your logo on everything. The branding must be consistent. It's got to look the same on all of your items. We had rules about our logo in New York. It had to be a certain size. The colors had to be consistent. You always use the same font. Those things are really, really important. Well, that's all he has to tell us. That's it for the blog. And he says, I look forward to seeing you at a trade show in the future. He really has some great points in this blog, I must say.
That's right. So, yes, it's got to be consistent, and he's got some great points here. Give away lots of nice things that are good quality, and use some colors that attract attention and don't overdo it and stuff like that. So, I think I've learned quite a bit here if I ever set up a trade show booth in the future. I work in education, but who knows? Maybe this company will set up a trade show booth at a trade show sometime in the future.
We could meet some of the people that we only talk to. They don't ever see us.
I'm sure some of our students would love to meet us.
I would love to meet them.
You can hear our lovely voices, of course, but if you meet us in person, you will find out that we are some of the most charming and attractive people on the face of the earth. So this company, of course, would do itself good to have some kind of booth at an exhibition with Stephanie and myself in attendance there. I would love to go there too and sign autographs and do all sorts of fun stuff like that, and especially give away those freebies. It would be a great time. And enough of that. We've talked enough about that. But right now, before we have a discussion question here or a couple of questions, we need to hear from our Chinese teacher, so let's listen.
Hi everyone, my name is Jenny. 今天我们要继续看跟多益这个对话有关的这个单元，谈商展的赠品。好，商展的赠品，当然你可以说就是一个 giveaway， 可是这里有一个字叫 freebie， F-R-E-E， 当然本来就是免费的。好，后面再加一个 B-I-E， 那指的还是免费的赠品，也就是 giveaway。好，那商展的赠品怎么送到人的心坎里，送到大家不会想把它丢掉？这个技术上可能要好好的想一想了。他就说到，我自己常常呢，东西拿到手还没离开商展，就把它给丢到垃圾桶去了。所以他要告诉大家应该怎么样做。好，他第一点他讲到的。第二段里面说咯，最重要的是这个东西要符合2点的要求。 这两点 is either unique or really useful。 好，说到两点，其实用 either or 来连接起来，意思就是当你说 either A or B， 就是要不就是要达到 A 这个标准，要不就达到 B 这个标准， either A or B。 那它的 A 这个条件是要 unique， 也就是非常独特。那另外一种的情况是 really useful， 很有用，很实际。怎么说呢？我们要说你要选到独特的商品，又是什么样的例子呢？它后面都会加以说明。那但是有一点就是，假如你的东西有达到 A 或者是 B，Either of these two boxes， 这个 check either of these two boxes， 也就是符合了刚刚说的这两者之一的话，那就好了。记得哦 either 在这句里头其实是一个代名词，代名词它的意思就是两者之一。好，接下来举例说，前者 the former， 当然你就可以看到后面一定会有一个 the latter， the former the latter，一个是前者，一个是后者。那前者就是刚刚条件里面的 A unique， 所谓的独特性，达到独特性的东西是什么呢？这边就告诉大家有一种蛮不错的，就是 stylus。 什么叫 stylus？ 就是触控笔，你不管有手机或者是有平板都很适合用。这种东西就具有独特性，可能马上人家就会觉得我要到你的展场这边来拿这种免费赠品了。好，那至于后者，看到 the latter， 记得拼字 L-A-T-T-E-R， 这个后者指的就是有用实用的东西。他举的例子就是像是如果你出国可能会用到的那种 tag， 也就是你的名牌标签。在行李上面你会把一个 luggage tag， 还有一种叫 reusable bag， 就是像我们讲环保袋一样，你可以重复使用的袋子。这两种呢，这两种赠品就符合了实用性这个条件了。接下来下一段，他告诉你，当然从这个公司的观点来看，赠品一定要 cost effective， cost effective 这也是一个复合形容词。我们知道 cost 是代表你的值多少钱，你的成本有多少， effective 是有效的，所以 cost effective 就是你要有成本效益，你花了这些钱去送赠品，到底有没有达到你要的效果。这种形容词，复合形容词其实还蛮常见的。我们比如说你在讲你出的商品或是你应用程式的设计，必须要达到 user friendly 这样的要求。 user friendly 就是让使用者觉得很友善，也就是好用了。接下来下面就说，不过假如你的东西看起来就好像很廉价的话，那会让人家对你这个公司印象不好。那后面就说了，所以要记得你们如果要设计所谓的赠品，一定要记得 quality 比 quantity 重要。 quality 是值， quantity 是量，所以值要比量来的重要。后面他说到 to balance things out， 要达到这个目的的话，用 to 这个不定词相当于 in order to， 而 balance things out 就是让什么达到平衡。假如说你要让收支平衡，那记得你可以在展场上出现的是不同选择各式各样的赠品，这当然是他的举例咯。那有这种不同的赠品，然后你只要确定比较重要的客户他能拿到比较好的物品，这样就对了。 Get their hands on， 这个 get their hands on 就是你的手可以伸到什么，也就是你可以取得这个意思。最后一段他还提醒你要记得有一点可能你会忽略掉的，就是你赠品上一定要怎么样，一定要做到 branding 这件事。 All the giveaways are branded。 brand 本来是商标品牌，当然你可以当动词来用，这里指的就是赠品上面一定要印上公司的商标，这点千万不要忘记。好，我们今天的讲解就到这边结束，我们下次见。
We're going to take a quick break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. So here are discussion questions, guys. Here's the first one, Tom. What's the most interesting item you've ever received at a trade show?
Well, this question, of course, is very difficult for me to answer because I've never been to a trade show before. But sometimes they open up these exhibitions to the public,
Yeah, I got to go to the computer one.
Yeah, the computer one. And I think we went to the book exhibition one time.
The book fair, yeah.
The book fair. The last time I went to an exhibition or a trade show was for some art things over in the World Trade Center.
Oh, that would be fun.
There were hundreds of booths in there with these really exquisite works of art and stuff like that.
Oh,
and
some of them, artists.
Well, they were all for sale, actually. So I don't know if that was really a trade show. And of course, I'm a poor slob English teacher, so I couldn't possibly afford any of those works of art. But hey, some of those booths had some pretty fancy business cards. So I got some pretty interesting business cards there. The business cards were designed quite uniquely.
Oh, to give you good ideas.
Yeah, they even gave me some good ideas myself. So yes, even business cards can be a work of art as well. So that's one of the most interesting items that I've received at a trade show. How about you?
I already told you the ones I like the best.
But you got to think of some more now. I know we've already heard about those
what's the most interesting item? Let's see. I once got an apron. Which was kind of fun. I would never have thought of an apron as a giveaway that you could use while you're cooking, but it was really cute. It had the logo on it, but the colors of it were really cute. So I kept that.
Could be useful when you're cooking in the kitchen. Prevent stains from getting on your dress.
Well, let's move on to the next question. Here you go, Tom.
Okay. Would you visit a trade show booth that didn't interest you just to get a free gift?
I must admit I've done this many, many times.
Yeah, that is a no-brainer. Of course you would.
It's very funny. There's a word of mouth that goes around the whole trade show. Once someone discovers that a booth has a great giveaway, everybody starts telling everybody else. And it gets around and you have to go visit. It's embarrassing because they all know you're there just to pick up the freebie. But, that's what it's for. Yes, I've done it many times.
But you still went to that booth and invariably you probably saw the name of the company.
We have to talk to them for a little while. Sure.
Yeah, they're certainly not going to just give it to you and let you go away. They'll ask you some questions.
They want your name card so they can contact you in the future.
Yes, I know you're here for the giveaway, but, our company offers some wonderful products and services that you might want to consider. So, yes, indeed, they do these things to attract your attention. Of course, a lot of times people know this and you think, I don't care about your company. I just want that giveaway.
Yeah.
I'm closing my eyes here and just give me that giveaway and I'll leave as soon as possible. But, I guess most people would go for a freebie. Yeah.
It's a really important way to attract people to your booth. So don't forget that. Get really cool, exotic, unique, wonderful, attractive giveaways. Yeah. Okay, guys, right now we got to wrap up. We thank you for joining us. These are some great words for your TOEIC study. We want you to study up on those terms and do as well as you can. For English Digest, I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Tom. Goodbye.
Bye.